Hey, this is Scott at photography.bonsai.com. Today I'm going to do another photo excursion video. In this case, it was at a place called Blackhawk Park. I was there with a friend. We just decided to take some photos that day, and it's pretty casual, nothing too exciting. But some of the photos turned out pretty interesting, so I wanted to show those and go over the ones that I liked, those that I didn't like. I also mentioned the equipment that I was using that day. I was using the Pentax K-5 with a 55mm f1.4 lens. That's the DA star lens you might know of if you're familiar with Pentax. It has the motor drive instead of the screw-driven autofocus, but besides that it's pretty standard 50-ish lens. So here are some of the photos that I liked to start off. In this particular photo, you've got the dark feel to it. Looks like might have been using flash. It doesn't say flash, so I think it was just some type of lamp that was lighting this sign. But it looks pretty interesting. Not as sharp as I would hope, but next one here, we've got one of my favorite photos of that day. I decided to defocus the lens, or rather focus on something close to me, and try to include the sun as it was setting in the photo. I think it worked quite well because I focused on this stalk of whatever looks like wheat or something. But then you've got the sun in the background, nice and bright, really interesting. With the 55mm, you can't really zoom in on the sun to get it fully in view, so when you defocus basically by focusing on something close, the sun looks physically larger, so that works out nicely. I mean, this is the actual field of view here, which I think that was about the same spot. So you've got the sun all small there and some buildings. There's a large river in our city, which is nice for photos, and this park is situated right on the river. There's a nice silhouette of a tree, very interesting lines to it. You can still see some texture to the bark, but just an unusual photo. Next one, I like how this is sharply in focus, and then you've got some other brush to the sides that are offset. Next one, this turned out pretty interesting. Again, with the sunset, you know, it's hard to not get a nice photo in that situation, but it's not blown out. I see lots of nice tone here to the sun, and these clouds help improve that look. The foreground isn't too exciting, but you can still see the river, and that adds, I think, some benefit to the photo. Here's my friend with his camera taking a photo. He also uses Pentax, so we were talking about all of the particulars to that as we were taking photos. Here's one of a nice large, I believe some type of limestone wall or something with the moss growing all over it. I had modified this one quite a bit to give it a strong, dark, shadowed look to it. This one here is, now I'm going into the photos I didn't like too much. So between this one that I did like, that one not so much, the focus is off. You can see reflection here with some type of flare issue. These lights reflected on the lens. I believe that's probably because I use filters on my lenses most of the time, Even though they're multi-coated, you still get some extra reflection in those situations. Here's another one with the same case but more extreme. Took a photo of these lights, and then you get a massive reflection here, and the photo just doesn't look like it's in focus. This one, I just don't like the framing at all. It's not too exciting. Here's one that I was trying that initial technique, but the focus was off and the background doesn't look too good either. So that was about it for this little excursion. It's fun to just go out and take some photos anywhere. I don't think you really need a particular place or some fantastic location. You can find interest anywhere. Thanks.